How many of you out there have heard the phrase, confidence is the key to success? Well, there's a lot of people out there that believe that confidence is something that people are just born with. Well, the good news is that you can gain confidence, but a lot of times people don't understand that it's something that's gained over time. My name is Matt with Elevating Yourself, and as somebody that has actually struggled with confidence through a good portion of his life, I've learned that you can actually grow into confidence. And I've got some great tips along the way that can help you get your confidence boosted and potentially grow your success. So let's dig in. First, let's talk about the confidence myth. A lot of people believe that confidence happens before any action is taken. And they actually believe that only really confident people are able to take big steps in their career, in their personal life, and that leads to a lot of inaction. And the problem with this is that waiting for confidence turns into procrastination, which really leads into a lot of inaction. It can actually stop growth altogether. Next, let's talk about why confidence is a losing game. We have to understand that there is this illusion that when you are ready, you will have that confidence. When realistically, you're ready right now. Whatever you want to do, you're ready to start. And that ability to start is what is going to get you the confidence that you need to continue forward. What's crazy is most people never really feel ready to take big steps. And waiting for confidence can actually feel safe, but it actually leads to a lack of mobility, and it will stop you from gaining those opportunities that you really do deserve. And at the end of the day, this waiting reinforces self-doubt, and it actually puts you further away from the goals that you're actually trying to accomplish. Next, let's talk about the science behind how action can actually build courage. There are a lot of researches that were done around this, and there are therapies like exposure therapies, which talk about you taking small steps, which will actually lessen the fear that you have and bring more self-assurance into your game. You have to understand that confidence is something that's born out of skill and familiarity. But these types of concepts are only able to be achieved by actually doing something. It's not just something that happens because you exist. And this type of action, especially facing failure, can lead to resilience and courage, which will make future actions that much easier to accomplish. Next, let's talk about the actions that you can take to start building courage through actions. Remember, I talked about taking small steps. These small, low-risk steps can actually start to build your confidence that much more, which will lead to the bigger steps down the line. It's not about the intensity, it's about the consistency of it. Remember, we all want to make those big achievements in our life, but it doesn't have to start with these huge leaps. It's just like running a marathon. If you go out and wanted to run a marathon today, you wouldn't go out the door and immediately start running 26 miles. You would start by running down the block. And then when that down the block became easier, then you would run a mile, 2 miles, 5 miles, and so forth. Again, it's those small steps that build us that confidence that allow us to achieve those big results in the end. And remember, you've got to be able to embrace failure as growth. I want you to be able to approach each action as a learning opportunity, not something that you can always succeed on. It's not just about the success it's the learning that you take away from it. And there's this concept called the courage compound effect. Just like interest on money grows, if you take these small steps, it will start growing and growing on top of each other. And it sometimes is hard to look at when you're kind of in the moment, but I want you to understand is that if you are taking consistent steps over and over again, that will pay off in the end. I promise. There's nothing that you can't accomplish if you just put the effort towards it. And don't worry about the things that aren't happening at that time. Remember, it's going to grow. It just has to take some time. So I've got a challenge for all of you. So this week, what I want you to be thinking about is one thing that you haven't been able to do because of a lack of confidence. And I want you to start to take those baby steps towards the thing that you want to be able to do. Remember, it's not always about what you currently have. It's about what you can gain from the people around you, from the programs around you, from the things that you're able to learn day in and day out. Remember, those actions that you do are the things that are going to build on the confidence that you need in order to be successful. And there are a lot of different ways that you can track this. I suggest getting some sort of checklist together that you can kind of put together throughout the whole week. It's not something that I would live by day, just because I want you to be able to plan out as much as you possibly can. And you don't have to make these lofty goals. Remember, it's just baby steps along the way. But you've got to be cautious. Don't just say, I'll do it tomorrow, because what happens is you say, I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow comes and you say the same thing and it turns into weeks and weeks and months. You don't want that to happen. Remember, put your best foot forward in this effort. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you were able to take away some good things to start building your confidence today. Remember, confidence is not something you're born with. It's something you can gain over time through the specific actions that you do. So start those actions this week. Think about what you want to accomplish it, and see what results you get. And don't be worried about getting big results after a week. Remember, we're talking about the small wins that give us those big wins down the line. If you haven't had a chance, please make sure you check out a couple of the videos that I got posted. I hope it helps you along the way. Remember, elevating yourself to the next level starts with just a single step. Take that step today. We'll see you next time.